14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 109 of Hometown Threads on WILI 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today Facebook, Spectrum 192, the WILI Radio YouTube channel. That's how you can actually, there's plenty of places to view the show, but there's only one place to listen to it, and that's on WILI 95.3 FM. Of course, big thanks to our sponsor, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. Been with us since day one back in November of 2022. Thank you to Liberty Bank with three great local locations across the street from the radio station at 679 Main Street, Willimantic, 1703 West Main Street, Willimantic and Gateway Commons, and right down the road in Mansfield, Route 195 in Mansfield, Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you'd be so kind, say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
Here we are after like a week off, and we had a rerun last week. The week before, Scott Miller, just talking about off the air, of Miller Brothers, had like 4 runs because whenever I'm off, we run the previous episode. So Scott Miller, Miller Brothers, episode 108 ran a few times. But it's good to be back here doing Hometown Threads. And one more shout out, Mark Tripoli of Tripoli Pro Clean Services. He's our podcast sponsor. Yes, you can go to WILI.com and listen to not just Hometown Threads, but all our wonderful talk programming that runs during the weekend. That includes the Wayno shows as well. So let's welcome in our guest for episode 109 right now, Jason Hyland of Project Emo. Jason, we're next door neighbors. We have had Chris Beaudry on before as our neighbor as well. Jason is literally one door down, correct?
Just down the street, yeah.
Chris in the River Room, 2 doors down. Who's 3 doors down? That's a great band, Kryptonite. Anyway, no, sorry, my top 40. So, Jason Hyland, Project Emo, how long have you been? Give us the exact address first again.
It's 924 Riverside Drive, which is right next door to 50
Yes.
Riverside Drive. Yeah, nobody
Chris
knows
and
the
I
numbers.
what was I talking about the other day? Why does that happen when you have 50 Riverside Drive, the River Room, Project Emo at 924 Riverside Drive? Who is numbering and who's coming up with it? It's very confusing.
I have no idea. I think it might be part of like a multiverse type of thing going on. I have no idea.
That is odd. But anyway, as long as is it working the GPS?
It does, yeah. We did some updating on Google Maps and the Google Business Profile to make sure it was accurate.
That's the important thing. As long as you plug in the GPS and it works.
Definitely.
So Project Emo, we were talking, we really didn't get into it off the air because I stopped myself. I said, wait a minute, this is something I want to get into while we talk to you and learn more. How long has Project Emo been around? And we will get into the Jason Hyland story as well. We'll go back further. But how long have you had Project Emo running and when did it start?
That started in October of 2020. So right at the height of the pandemic and global economic meltdown, we decided to convene a board and start an educational charity. So, yeah.
Was it still here at 924?
No, we were actually home-based for the first couple of years in North Windham, and then we partnered with another nonprofit, tri-state nonprofit, NAFI, North American Family Institute, about 17 or 18 months ago now, with some funding they had for youth career development, and that opened up our Base Camp Teen Center right down at 924.
I guess we should go further. Tell us for those who don't know, explain what Project Emo is, actually.
We are an educational 501c3 nonprofit charity. We focus a lot on youth programming, youth career development. We run teen center hours during the school year that tapers off during the summer. And we also have expanded into our Idea Forge creator space. So within that same space, we've kind of become the masters of small modular programming. We have our maker space, so that we kind of integrate that with our youth career development programming as well.
What are we talking about as far as ages and what happens when kids walk in there? Like, what can they expect? And talk a little about that.
So the bulk of the teen center is it's open hours, drop in for members. Membership is free, and
just
that
teens?
Teens,
Okay,
13 through the end of their 18th year.
Okay.
Then they age out of that. Our career development programming really depends on what the focus is and who the funder is. For the most part, it does still hit that 13 through 18 or slightly older demographic. We'll also do programs with schools, with private organizations that bring us in to do youth leadership programming, et cetera. We also do some work like professional career development work as well for other educators, nonprofits, corporate leadership, that type of thing too.
Okay, so again, you're connected to all the local schools around here too.
Yep, very much.
And
so.
how do they find out about Project Emo? Like
the biggest, the easiest way is through our website, projectemo.org. Project Emo starts with an I, so projectimo.org.
So you see a shirt here. I know for those of you in Radio Land, you go back and watch the video. It's Project IMO. It's not IMO, it's Emo. Yep.
And that's really the best way to learn about our programs, sign up for things. People can contact us through our website. You can also stop in and just say hi. If they see the lights on, come on in and say hi at 924 Riverside. Or they could just reach out on our main line at 860-362-5000.
What was the number again?
362-5000.
Okay. Now, let's go way back. Are you from this area originally?
I am. Eastern Connecticut for almost the entirety of my life, short of 4 years where my wife and I were living in Tucson, Arizona. But yeah, born and raised Manchester Bolton, and then we relocated back to Connecticut in 2000 in Wyndham. So yeah.
Oh, 2000. So how many, let's see, where did you go? Wyndham High?
No, actually went to Bolton.
Oh, you went to Bolton. So you said Manchester, Bolton.
Yep.
And then what brought you guys, well, obviously, what year did you go to Tucson?
96. Yeah, my wife got into grad school at the U of A.
Ooh, man, Arizona's beautiful.
Oh, it's beautiful out there, yeah.
So, you basically left the Manchester, Bolton area and went to
Yep.
Tucson and then made your way back. How'd you make your way back to Willimantic, though, from Tucson, Arizona? Like, what brought you back here?
Family, and we moved in with when we first moved back in with family in North Wyndham, and then just found a house and loved the area.
So you miss family? Is that really?
Yeah. That's when every ounce of what little vacation time and money you have when you're just starting out, you're spending coming back for family, and
I hear you on
all
that.
the good stuff, all the bad stuff, and everything. We're just like, you know what, we're just gonna head back home. It's and I came back to shoveling and clearing my driveway from the snow.
Well, the winters, knock on wood, haven't been that bad the past 5 years.
haven't.
We haven't any
They
major
haven't.
snowstorms. Could do without the cold weather every now and then.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you see the sun every now and then, but anyways, it's still Tucson, Arizona.
Beautiful country. I loved it out there. Yeah.
So how many years were you out there again?
We were out there 4.
Okay, now what were you doing out? What were you in your wife's grad school?
Yep.
What were you doing out in Tucson?
I started, actually, I continued in adventure education working on high ropes courses. Then I followed the kind of lifelong dream of the uniform services. I started in corrections, then became a police officer.
Oh, really?
In
Out in
97.
In Tucson?
Yep.
You were a police officer out there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and then we did the same thing when I came back here. So,
Oh, so you were, okay. So you were a cop around here too?
yep, yeah, I was working at UConn. Put
all
the
right.
last 20 of that career in at UConn. So.
You were a cop up at the just on the campus, University of Connecticut.
Started based out of stores and patrol, then some support services, but then I ended up. My last tour was with as a lieutenant in charge of our community outreach unit, which was a statewide function. So we were at all the regionals, the health center, and everything else.
So how many years total were you a cop?
23 years and
Wow.
about that many million gray hairs.
So you got any good stories from your days
You know what?
in Arizona or up at UConn?
That was a different style. That was, bigger city out there. Definitely interesting. Opened my eyes up to a lot of the circumstances that people find themselves in that lead to crime, lead to kind of antisocial behavior, and I always enjoyed working with the community, even on patrol, like getting out talking to people, learning about what makes them tick and how we can help make them successful, and that's kind of one of the reasons that as I was winding up my career in policing, I really wanted to get back to working in an educational setting, work with youth, and help people connect with something bigger, and hopefully teach them a few things along the way so that they may not end up in a situation where they feel need to do some shenanigans.
So in your final few years as a police officer at UConn, you already kind of knew what your next chapter was going to be, and that was where we kind of get into Project Emo, correct?
I had a lot of different ideas about what I wanted to do when I was retiring.
How old are you, by the way?
51. Yeah, 51.
2 years younger than me, and you're retired. So Project Emo is a retirement job for you.
Retirement job, and I work far harder with that than I ever did before. My former boss at UConn is furious with it. She wants to know why I work so hard now, and I was like, well, I have a better boss now, me. So.
Before we get back into Project Emo, do you kind of miss the law enforcement thing, or what?
Certain elements of it, for sure. There's a certain level of camaraderie that goes into that. There's a good positive and negatives to everything. But after a while, you get to the point where there's just not enough ibuprofen to do that job. So, being in a car and then jumping out and having to chase somebody, especially working in a university setting where
you're breaking up fights
every year they're
spring
bringing
weekend?
In new 17-year-olds, and they're just not catching 17-year-olds anymore. You hit a certain age, and you're like, yeah, just do whatever you want.
Well, now you're catching them at Project Emo, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, and we do too. We've had some youngsters outside. One day we were teaching actually a first aid CPR class at base camp is what we call our center. And they happened to be at one of the trains parked out behind and on the tracks, and there were 3 teen boys running along the roof of the tracks, and I'm like, I don't want to see this. And but one of the kids in the class said, I know those guys, and he texted them, and you come on and check it out, and they'd hop off the train, and then they come in. So I like to say, you give them the right environment, you'll get them off of a train into something positive. For a little while, I almost guarantee as soon as I turned my back, they went back to the train. But
oh my God!
So yeah, that does.
Got to watch those tracks in the
exactly,
back of this building.
Exactly. The shenanigans of youth.
So, were you known as Officer Hyland at UConn and
I usually went by Jay. Yeah,
really?
I even try to get the officers that worked for me just call me Jay. They'd be, Lieutenant this, Lieutenant that. I'm like, yeah, the world's full of lieutenants. Call me Jay. There's a time and a place for all the silliness and the salute.
But the other officers, Lieutenant, you just decided to go by Jay?
Yeah, let's just call me Jay. That's, where people
Should I be calling you Jay? I just called you Jason before.
Jay, Jason. Okay, I've been called worse, so yeah. Whatever you like.
All right. Before we, you got any good spring weekend stories? Stuff you can tell or you got any funny stories?
So much of it was, a lot of it was shenanigans. I was just glad it kind of, it stopped.
Not just spring weekend. I'm sure there were fights
it stopped in a weird way because it landed on one year. It landed on an Easter weekend where a lot of the students were leaving. It also was just the tail end of a tropical depression, or maybe even a full-fledged hurricane. So just the campus environment had gotten very quiet, and there'd been a movement to really try to shut it down over the years because it just drained a lot of resources for the whole region, and got way out of hand. So one year it was just a ghost town, and we were all, wow, what just happened? And then that kind of broke that cycle that over time it changed. Plus, UConn's dynamic, much like a lot of higher ed, changed over the years. The academic caliber that it takes to get into schools nowadays, the financial cost of going into school, a lot of young people now are a lot less interested in throwing that kind of money and time away instead of their academic performance. So yeah, the academic caliber of the students over the years really increased tremendously. When I was running the outreach unit, we had a substation in the library, and late 2018, 2019, I'd be walking around in the library, and there'd be students in there studying in September. And I'm like, you freaking me out. Like, I'd never seen students in the library this early in the semester before. So, yeah, it definitely changed a lot over the years as a school. It's a great school. It truly is.
And I'm back. I know you mentioned your wife went to grad school in Tucson. Mm-hmm. Where did you study again?
UConn, and then Eastern, and then I actually went back to school to finish my bachelor's online at Charter Oak State. I actually got my bachelor's the same exact day I retired.
That was really?
Yeah. Yep, December 31st, 2020. I retired from policing and got my degree.
I was just about to ask that. When was so you already knew when you were calling it quits? It's not like you woke up one day and go, all right. You knew when your official day was you were done. You're going to move on to Project Emo and all that. Jason Hyland's with us, or you can call him Jay from Project Emo. You are the founder, right?
Yep, founder and executive director.
Founder and executive director of Project Emo, 924 Riverside Drive, Willimantic, right between the radio station and the River Room. And what's the website again?
ProjectImo.org. ProjectImo.org.
Okay, and remember it's IMO, ProjectImo.org. Talk about the transition, December 31st, 2020, right? Mm-hmm. That was your last day.
Last day.
You say goodbye to law enforcement,
yep.
And then was Project Emo kind of ready to go, or
we formed as a nonprofit already, but it took part of it was doing a lot of education. At that time, schools were, there was a lot of dedensification of the population, so half the class wasn't in, half it wasn't. So it was really difficult to do in-person programming. So it really started out kind of with a slow burn. I got another, full-time job in the meantime, trying to get the emo off the ground. I was actually a training manager for our partners at NAFI, North American Family Institute. I was their...
Where's that?
They're based out of Hartford, but the NAFI, Connecticut is Rhode Island, New York and Connecticut, their behavioral health, mental health services nonprofit as well, with other organizations in New England.
So you're doing this as you're trying to get Project Emo off the ground.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it was a matter of just it was a slow burn for the first few years. Economically getting some funding in, starting to pursue grants and contracts for clients for things like adventure programming and youth leadership development programming, especially with schools being really the target for that type of programming. It's really hard to do that just coming out of the pandemic. They were swimming, just trying to get their basic functions done. So that was kind of a slow burn in that way. But really, once we partnered with NAFI full on in our Youth Promise leadership development program in 2003, the 2023 at the tail end of that, that really put us with a space here downtown, brought kids in the door, opened up the teen center, and then we had our first Youth Promise program last summer.
Where'd you come up with the name Project Emo?
So Project Emo, for us, Emo is about youth-led change. My background before policing was in adventure education, like challenge courses, backpacking, paddle sports, that kind of stuff, ropes courses. And in that adventure education industry, there's an old story about a youth who innovated some new behavior in her community, taught her peers how to do it, which isn't unusual, peer-led education, but then did something very unusual. She trained her elders how to do that thing. And within about 5 years, her whole community had changed their behavior, and her name was Emo. IMO. And that actually that's a story that's kind of been in adventure education for many years, speaking to youth-led innovation, youth-led change, and how that powers a community to change itself. But that actually originally stems from primate research in the 1950s into Japanese snow monkeys that scientists named one of them Emo because she invented basically a new way to clean her favorite food, which was sweet potatoes. Emo. And she would dip them in salt water and eat them. So like this monkey invented the potato chip and then taught her elders how to do it. This is a spirit.
Is there an explanation about that on your website at
There is, because it's a long, convoluted story. Yeah, it definitely is.
What a story! Jeez.
Yeah, but it's really that just reading her story, reading actually the formal research about it was fascinating. But then reading in adventure education, what we think about in terms of how you can impart some skills to youth and let them run with it, with the energy and the new vision and the new perspective from the young mind, and see how they can evolve what you've given them into something new and different is really kind of the heart of what we're trying to do.
Jason Hyland, or Jay Hyland, from Project Emo with us, episode 109 of Hometown Threads on WILI 95.3 FM, brought to you by Liberty Bank. Be community kind. So, okay, 924 Riverside Drive. Tell us about how that all came about. Was there some roadblocks there? I mean, how did you come across 924 Riverside Drive in Willimantic?
Just happened to be looking to expand our program in partnership with NAFI. They had received federal Department of Education funding for youth workforce development that was supported by Senators Murphy and Blumenthal. And they were looking for a partner to deliver the kind of boots on the ground in this area. And I'd had a relationship with them prior. And we found that particular space was open. And I happen to know Pat and Garnett from many years ago. Yeah, and they own the building. They're our awesome landlords. The space is a perfect way to start out. Downtown, easy walking distance for kids, and yeah.
Yeah, kids can go over and have a pizza at Trigo, too.
Yeah, exactly. It's really hard being there before we open up for the evening and smelling the
I know.
the
like
wood
walking
stove.
out of the station, I'm like, oh, my God, what are they cooking over there now?
I know,
but
right?
it's turning into a hot spot, this little corner here of
really
Main Street / Riverside Drive.
Yeah, I keep getting them to put in a chute from the kitchen down into the base camp. So I could just call it, just send down a large cheese. But we're not quite there yet. So
you guys can get that. They can make that happen.
Yeah, we got to make space. We'll just get a Sawzall. We'll fix that. Yeah,
I'm embarrassed to admit that you're right next door, and I have to come over and check it out.
Please do. We'd love to have you.
I've been over to the River Room, obviously, and, to see Chris, who he does a show now here on WILI. But for someone like me, and I will get over there, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. When I walk in the door, what do you see at Project Emo?
The tour is pretty quick because it's pretty small, but it's humble. But so basically, we kind of have the space separated into, well, not really separated, but there's two kind of themes to it. One, it has kind of like a cafe vibe, more of a hangout space. The kids wanted something that felt like a place they could just come and be, and so they can get some snacks and some coffee or drinks or something like that. Throw on the TV, read some books. We have a big collection of board games and whatnot, and the rest of it has, throughout the past year or so, in part of our youth career development programming, we developed it into a makerspace. We call it the Idea Forge Creator Space, and actually that was in part funded by the Liberty Bank Foundation too. They were fantastic. They definitely really catapulted that and supported quite a bit of it, and so we have a print and multimedia workstation that has some professional photo printers and general printers, and then like a booklet making machine, and then it goes down into, like, we have some iPads for digital media design. We have a 40-watt diode laser cutter, which is pretty sweet, and then we have 3 3D printers, one of which is a really high capacity, high speed thing. And then we have some Cricuts, the cutting machines. We have 4 sewing machines of different types. And then we have a lot of traditional mixed media art, jewelry making, leatherworking kind of stuff. So we actually just opened the Idea Forge up this past month for community memberships too. So generally folks should come.
You get Beaudry to pipe some music in there for you.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, he actually uses it as a green room some nights.
He what?
Yeah.
He uses it as a
green room. I'm like, as a key, just rather having people sit out.
So he uses use you guys for the green room every now and then? Oh, that's great.
Yep.
See, we're all one big happy family.
Exactly. It's kind of cool to be part of that downtown vibe with all these cool neighbors working together.
You just came over and recorded a commercial with me a couple weeks ago. So how many teens are usually in there? A couple more questions. We're ready to close the show here. And then is there anything you want to push as far as Project Emo? But how many teens are usually in there at once, on a regular day?
It kind of fluctuates. Some days it's 5 or 6. Some days we've had like 12 or 13 kids in there, which, given the space, 15 is really our kind of capacity. And we have about, I think, 45 or so members, but on a regular basis. Actually, a lot of our kids go to ACT High School just because it's a quick walk down the street. So, and they kind of vibe with the creative element of the makerspace. They make stickers like it's going out of style. They design them, print them, cut them on the machines, and then they got a whole fleet of stickers.
And when they come down here, they're scheduled certain times during the week or whatever. And then how long are they here for or there for? We
generally run the teen center hours. This past year we had 1 day's worth of funding. So Tuesday nights it's usually from 2:30 to 6:30, and then we have the additional creator space hours, some of which are open to kids for free because we had some funding that opened it up those nights for youth programming as well. And then those days are the Idea Forge Creator Space days are Monday, Wednesday, Thursday from 2 to 8, and then a couple of Saturdays a month.
So is it just you there, or like you have people helping you out over there?
Definitely. I'm the full-timer. We have a few part-time folks, and we have quite a few really dedicated volunteers that come in and help. They teach classes, and they'll work with the makerspace and work with the kids. Yeah, it's a small but growing community of people.
Very good. Nice. Well, keep up the great work. Is there my last question I like to throw out every now and then? Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or show love to that has been a big part of the Jason Hyland journey throughout your career here? I know
so many, right? So many people, like, honestly, we all stand on the shoulders of giants, right? Yeah. And it's obviously the first would be my wife, Diana. Like, it wouldn't, the fact that, I left the career in policing and then promptly
and you left Tucson, Arizona.
Right? Left Tucson to come back.
This is where home is. Home is where the heart is. Yeah.
We came back here to the frozen north. And, her support has just been tremendous over the years, with the amount of hours I have to put in for emo to get it off the ground, the amount of money we put in to get it off the ground, like the fact that I am still standing and she is not in a federal prison somewhere is pretty impressive.
Wait, what does she do now, though, again? I'm sorry.
She is the admissions program coordinator for the Doctor of Physical Therapy program at UConn.
Okay, because we were talking about grad school, we never talked about what she actually does.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shout out to Diana there.
Yeah, she's tremendous. And then we have just a great crew of parents and kids in town here that have been so supportive and help us out. And it's been a cool community to really start to grow in, especially downtown here. There's something special about it.
Yeah, you can feel it, the electricity. It feels like I mean, a lot of young business owners like yourself, and Egg and Cheese with Hannah, and Pat and Garnet with Trigo, and Beaudry over at River Room. Yeah. We can go on and on. Willie Scoops just opened.
Yeah. Oh, good ice cream.
Let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah, definitely. Get some ice cream. Yeah.
Now let's go get some ice cream. All right, well, let's wrap. Thank you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jason Hyland, Project Emo, episode 109 of Hometown Threads. It's projectemo.org. If you want to know more, is there something else that, one last thing you want to push that we forgot to mention?
Really quick, we have a summer program that's currently just gone onto a waiting list because it filled up, but we do have our Youth Promises back for year 2. This is a conservation communication focus, so a lot of outdoor learning, outdoor science, and then linking that back to the makerspace with some podcasting and digital media creation and whatnot. So yeah, it's on a waiting list, but if people check out our website, if they're interested for that free program for teens, we might be able to get them to squeeze in there.
Excellent. ProjectEmo.org again, IMO, ProjectIMO.org. Thank you to Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind. Thank you to J. Matt Rupar, behind the board, Willimantic Today, Mark Tripoli Pro Clean Services. And I'll do it for episode 109 of Hometown Threads on WILI 95.3 FM. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And in the words of the great Rowdy McCumber,
bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice, or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.